I do not own the rights to any of the music playing in the background. Love is the ultimate reality. Yes, all we need is love. It is, before I even read what it says here, the simple truth to anything in life. But you've got to zoom out really, really far to be able to see this. Like, zoom out really far, maybe up as high as God, or we presume God to be, or is he Hades? Oh, anyway. As far as we presume God to be, and say the answer to anything in this world is love. And all we actually need is love itself. So, what does God say about it? Love is the ultimate reality. It is the only, the all. The feeling of love is your experience of God. In the highest truth, love is all there is, all there was, and all there ever will be. When you move into the absolute, you move into love. The realm of the relative was created in order that I might experience myself. This has already been explained to you. This does not make the realm of the relative real. It is a creative reality you and I have devised and continue to devise in order that we may know ourselves experientially. Yet the creation can seem very real. Its purpose is to seem so real. We accept it as truly existing. In this way, God has contrived to create something else other than itself. Though in the strictest terms this is impossible, since God is I am, all that is. In creating something else, namely the realm of the relative, I have produced an environment in which you may choose to be God rather than simply be told that you are God, in which you may experience Godhead at an act of creation rather than a conceptualization in which the little candle in the sun, the littlest soul, can know itself as the light. Fear is the other end of love. It is the primal polarity. In creating the realm of the relative, I first created the opposite of myself. Now, in the realm in which you live on the physical plane, there are only two places of being, fear and love. Thoughts rooted in fear, which produce one kind of manifestation on the physical plane, thoughts rooted in love will produce another. The masters who have walked the planet are those who have discovered the secret of the relative world and refuse to acknowledge in reality. In short, masters are those who have chosen only love in every instance, in every moment, in every circumstance. Even as they were being killed, they loved their murderers. Even as they were being persecuted, they loved their oppressors. This is very difficult for you to understand, much less emulate. Nevertheless, it is what every master has ever done. It doesn't matter what the philosophy, it doesn't matter what the tradition, it doesn't matter what the religion, it is just what every master has done. Loved all the way through it. It's like that unconditional love that you give. You know, I've always given unconditional love and only felt like I have experienced conditional love. But I see every action, good and bad, from a higher perspective of where it came from. Which, I must say, my older brother called a failing within me. But I think it just is the divine feminine. The true embodiment, that she is unconditional love. And you can see the beauty and the design of the broken cup. However, to go through life just providing that unconditional love presents a lack of boundary. And if you don't have those boundaries in place and you don't put them in place, you will end up suffering. So you will be met with people who will take advantage of that unconditional love that is just natural to you. So unconditional love must be met with boundaries, and that way you've got balance, because putting the book down now, another law of the universe is polarity. And we can have some people who think that they exist above it and they can do whatever they want. You've been seen, you're not unseen. There is the law of polarity. No one exists outside of the law of karma. You go around doing shit things to people, you will have shit things in return. You can't go around throwing spells or, awful or hating on people or wishing the worst for people and expecting it not to come back to you. You can't go around bullying people or being cruel to people and expect it not to come back to you. To the point where I think at the point where I really realized God, I had realized that previously I had been quite cruel to people, and that perhaps this was just karma. And to an extent it was, but it was also to open my eyes as to the reality of the world we live in. How do I blank out? I have. Maybe that's as far as it goes. I'll pause that one for now. Moreover, clairvoyance, claircognizance, sentience, and there's also the one when you smell things. I have that smell one, but I never know what it's called. So clairvoyance, you will see entities. Claircognizance, you know. What's the one where you hear them? There's another one where you hear them, hear things. Some of you feel disconnected. You never felt trusted when you were younger. You felt wrong because you were told you were wrong. So to say, if you saw an entity or something, everybody around you couldn't see what you were saying, so they would say, no, you are wrong, and you didn't know whether to trust yourself. Now, in later life, when you know what you did say, and you know what you did experience, yes, I don't think it would even be, it's just not natural in our society for parents to turn around and say, yes, you probably did see a ghost, or you did see something that doesn't exist. But the fact is, with our eyesight, we can only see, we can only let in so much light. We are made of light. As I say over and over, we are stardust, actualized. And that's energy actualized, as they even God mentions in this book. So your first impulse that you get straight away, that is correct. You're not wrong. The first impulse you get, that's correct. There's some say it's frequencies and things like that that are being popped out into the population that are causing mind fog for people with abilities. You will also notice that, say, on any major day, any major portal days are kind of like 11/11. Something crazy happened on 11/11, didn't it? What a coincidence. Or is it 7/11? No, 9/11, 11/11, 222s, things like that. So they're all important days. Anyway, anger is a powerful tool, and it's much more powerful than, say, apathy or resignation. So on the scale of consciousness, with, let's say, I think there is higher than love. No, there couldn't be. Well, there shouldn't be. Enlightenment. enlightenment, maybe is one of the higher ones, but on the scale. So shame, regret, fear, all of those even sit below anger, because once you get angry, that's when you're bringing energy in motion and you start taking action. So, and that would be where you begin to enact boundaries. And when you bring in boundaries, you're starting to move up the scales. So anger, it's a powerful tool. You've felt anger, you've used anger to detach. And there's going to be, that will bring balance. As within, so without. Everything is energy. Raise your vibration through to the 140. Oh, everybody's heard of the 144,000. So that's 144,000 light workers. But no, it hurts. It's, if we are stardust and made of stardust, to get back into the ethers, we've got to become stardust again. So if you have a look at the, what is it? The Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic cross, and it's got all the different realms within it. And there are different realms. Please refer to another video I have shot about looking through a portal and seeing different humanoid people. Oh, strange but real. Anyway, so we need to raise our frequency up to 144 hertz to get up to the celestial court, to be able to move back into the heaven, because everything in this world is made up of frequency and vibration, and that's why energy healing works. That's why frequencies are able to block things. So it's all a scale, and that's why you can listen to healing music that is that has frequencies within it, and you can feel different afterwards. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 are very... You should look into what Tesla has to say about them. I believe it's Tesla. But our whole universe, if you have a look at the cochlea of an ear, if you have a look at, what is that? I'm looking at one of those trees. The fern tree is made up of the same, and it, you know how it rolls up and it rolls out. If you look at a shell, it matches up to that, and it's all got that perfect symmetry. We do live in a mathematically perfect world. There are 7 luminaries, there are 7 colors of a rainbow, there are 7 musical notes, there are 7 chakras, despite there have been the additional ones added recently. There are 7 gaseous metals, there are 7 planets, there are 7 metals. Saturn has brought to us, so if you move into, or well, if you're looking at your chart and you've got Saturn, so that's discipline, who you are in organization. When Saturn's influencing you, it basically, you can create the foundations with it. It's organized, assertion. It's and if you struggle with these things, yeah, it can be a very difficult time. That say the planets are aligning and your chart's in Saturn. If you struggle with those things, you don't want to be stuck there for too long. I have so Jupiter's energy is very creative. Venus is love, and that's just touching on them really briefly. I'm going to move forward from that and talk about let's talk about Venus and say Mary Magdalene, Princess Diana, Michael Jackson, Venusians, definite Venusians. Venus was their origin, and possibly your origin. Your work here is to embody the energy of the female Christ, help women. Love and peace is one of your mantras. Also, if that is the case, that love and peace is, you know, your beliefs, what you really believe in. So say if mine are freedom, peace and love, which they always have been, you will experience the absolute polar opposite of freedom, peace and love. And the reason you experience the polar opposite is so you can see what it is. It's for your own expansion. Like when your heart breaks, it expands. So a really divine kind of being, they're an ascended master, like we were discussing before, these masters that have walked the earth, their heart has broken and expanded so many times. And the opposite of freedom would be, so if you really believe in freedom and you experience the opposite of it, and you can actually experience the opposite of it on so many different scales, like, and would that be that you are trapped in war, or you are trapped in your own head, you know, it's like it's where does the balance lie? But if it is your north node and where you intend to be or want to be, you're going to experience the full expansion of it. From the alchemical scale is from here to here without deviating from it. I can't put that one into words. I'll edit that bit out. But I am going somewhere with that. So, this patriarchal rule that has existed on the planet for so many thousands of years. What was I saying about that earlier? I did say something. I have got a clip on it. The old system, it works against the feminine Christ. This is why people who walk with the feminine Christ energy are quite often persecuted. People want to use your energy. You are seen safe as an easy solution. The actual work you are here to do on work is to embody the energy of the female Christ. You trigger people to the point where you trigger people and they hate you, but they don't even know why they hate you. But it's the indoctrination of 5,000 plus years of rule that is coming to an end. It's time to hand over the guard. Patriarchal rule is over. Matriarchal, the monarchy. Was quite interesting to find out that, I know the story of the crows that knew that if the crows that are placed somewhere in London, maybe under, I don't know, they're placed somewhere in London, but basically they're in, and maybe I will actually find out more about that before I say anything. But anyway, it is a magic spell. And if the crows are removed from there, the monarchy will fall. So they always make sure that there's 6 crows in a particular field or something. And it was interesting actually, because somebody who loves the Queen, well, we all love the Queen. I don't even know why I love the Queen, but I love the Queen. When I look at her photos, I am fascinated by it. But then I go back to this, that if these 6 crows, if they were to die, or, you know, they're crows or ravens over there, I'm not sure. But if they were to die, the monarchy would fall. So the crows have to stay there. But everybody wants the crows to stay there because we all love the monarchy. But we don't actually take into consideration there is a spell. That's a spell. Like, there is clearly witchcraft at hand there. That when who kind of think, well, why does that queen have a diamond on her head that's worth more than 400 million or something, and we've got starving people over in Africa? Why do we revere her so much and say, oh, love that? Don't go feed the people, sit in a gold chair, for God's sake. I think that that is deplorable. However, when I look at a photograph of her, I go, why? Why? Witchcraft. Enchanted. Enchantment. That's what it is.